Alright, so tonight's lesson is lesson 48, and we are reading and writing whole numbers in expanded notation. And expanded notation is actually one of my favorite things to do in math. So go ahead and look at the top example, and I'm going to go walk you through it, and then we're going to do it together. Okay, so I took my number right here. This is step 1, step 2, and then step 3. Okay, so I took 3,256, and I'm breaking it apart into each of its place values. Okay, so I'm taking 3,256. So I'm writing 3,000, then I have two hundreds, I have 5 in my tens column, and I have 6 in my ones column. Okay, so I'm just breaking it down. Then, when I'm done breaking it down this way, I write it with numbers. So I have 3 times 1,000, because 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. Then I'm going to add it to 2 times 100. I'm going to add it to 5 times 10, because I have 5 tens, and 6 times 1, because I have 6 ones. This right here, this line, is your expanded notation. So you are breaking it down into your columns, and then you're writing them in parentheses and you're adding them. So I have 3 times 1,000 for my 3,000, 2 times 100 for my 200 in there, 5 times 10 for my 50, and 6 times 1 for my 6. If you were to multiply this all the way through and add it together, you would get 3,256. Okay, so we're going to try this in expanded notation. So I'm going to take 5,600 and break it apart. At first, we're going to write it out like this, and then as you do more problems and get familiar with it, you won't have to do this second line in here. Okay, so 5,600. What I would do is I would take it, I always start with my biggest number. How many thousands do I have? Sometimes you won't have thousands, but start with your biggest number. I have 5,000, so 5 thousands. And what do I need to add it to? And the next number is 6, and I have hundreds. Now, do I have anything left over? Do I have any tens? No. Do I have any ones? No. So I don't need to add that. So when I come to here and do my number, I have 5 times, 1,000, 1,000, plus 6 times my 100, 100. And that is my expanded notation. 5 times 1,000 plus 6 times 100. Okay, we're going to do the next one. I'm not going to write it out like this. I'm just going to take my number. I'm going to take 7 times 100,000. Another way you could do it is once you take your number out, so if I take my 7 out, make that a 1 and 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And that will tell you what your number is. But you should be able to tell that this is 1,000. Okay, these are 10,000s and these are 100,000s. So now I'm going to move on to my 5. So I'm going to add this. 5 times, 1,000 are your ones, and then your 10,000s. So I'm going to write 5 times 10,000. Now, do I have anything in my thousands? Nope. My hundreds, my tens, my ones, no, so I'm done. So this is exactly what I need. 7 times 100,000 plus 5 times my 10,000. Okay, on to an easier one. So we have 56. So I start with my highest number here. I'm going to write 5 times in my ones and then my tens column. So 5 times 10, which is 50 if you want to see it out, plus 6 times, I'm in my ones column, just my 1. So 6 times 1 is 6. So if you look down here, 5 times 10 is 50, plus 6 times 1 is 6. When you add those two numbers together, you get 56. So if you wanted to check to see how that worked. Okay, try to do example 4 by yourself. Pause your video, see if you can do it, and then check with me and see if you got it correct. Okay, again, always starting with my highest number, so it's my 5. And I'm going to multiply it by, that's in my ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 5,000, plus my next number, 2 times ones, tens, hundreds, 100, plus 8 times Ones, tens, 10. Now do I need to do anything for my 0? Nope. When you do that, if you add 5,000 plus 200 plus 80, you get 5,280, which is exactly what we want. Alright, the next example says write in standard form. Now, standard form is just your number, like 5,280, 56, 750,000. Okay, so if you look here, we have an expanded notation, and we just want to write it into our standard form. Okay, so which is what we've been doing underneath here. So if I were to take this number, 3 times 100, I would get 300 plus, what's 2 times 1? 2. If you add those together, you would get 302. So this is your standard form. Alright, in your lesson practice. Okay, so here you have 5 problems. Some are in standard form and some are in expanded notation. What you need to do is flip them. So this right here is in standard form, so I put an EN, you need to put it in expanded form. This is already in expanded notation, so you need to put it in standard form. And then we will check these tomorrow.